Yeah, we did a couple of video stuff. I don't think we've ever introduced ourselves. We just cracked on with.
No, they don't know who we are. We just
maybe that's a good thing.
Mysterious one.
But sometimes, like, even for myself, even if I'm starting work at 9 o'clock, I wouldn't mind getting up at 7, 8 o'clock, having a bit of time just chilled, because then I feel like the rest of the day is then set up and it goes calmer. Whereas if I wake up straight out of bed and running, I feel like I'm always trying to catch up with something.
Yeah, same.
I don't know if you ever feel that.
Yeah, 100%. And literally, like, it only takes a few minutes as well, doesn't it? Like, just sitting there and just breathing, like a deep breath. Like,
yeah, through your nose and inhale through your nose and out through your mouth.
Feels nice, man.
Deep breaths are a good way to do it.
Yeah, it feels good. And then literally that's all it takes is a few minutes. Because we wake up in the morning, we pray. And then like we were saying before, we want to go back to sleep straight away. And I'm not, sometimes I do that as well. Most of the time. But we shouldn't do that really, innit? We should, something I did start doing for a bit was going outside and walking. So praying and going out and walking, for about 20-30 minutes. You come back and I swear you'll have the best sleep ever.
Yeah.
The best sleep. And a deeper sleep as well. Like, because that's the thing, that's what stillness gives you, like something called REM sleep and the other sleep.
Very rapid eye movement, and that's like the first 40 minutes of your sleep where you're in a deeper state of like consciousness.
Yeah, but some people don't even hit that state of consciousness. It's like because their mind's so used to running left and right all day long, they just never get into that sleep. So you get people that sleep for ages, right, and then they'll wake up, they're still tired.
Feel tired, yeah.
They're still tired.
Groggy. I don't know. Sometimes like it depends, doesn't it? Like I think what you say about walking as well. That when you've been for hikes. And that night, after you've been for your hike, you go to bed, you do have a wicked sleep and you feel dead refreshed as well. But I think
it's kind of lazy, isn't it?
Kinda, yeah, it is kinda. We talk about, and I know you talk about, like in your posts and stories as well, a lot about the physical aspect of, movement and all that as well. And then you give words of encouragement, but it's nice to have a chat about sort of the mindset, the mindfulness, the meditation.
I think it's linked though, right? So
of course it is.
I encourage fitness, movement, and the mental side of it is linked.
Yes.
Like, so when I exercise, or when anybody exercises, they get an endorphin rush.
Yeah.
Endorphins, they're rushing through your body, and they actually give you a sense of calm. So you might have noticed after a hard session, you'll feel it as well, where you just feel nice, you feel good. But then what people get wrong is they've gone into a session and then straight away they've come home, missus is going on one, the kids are crying, bruv, and everything just takes up from then. But I've always reminded guys, listen, even if it means staying in your car for a bit longer.
I hope that's not an insight in your life. Your missus is watching.
My missus is the best.
He's covering his back now.
No, but that's the thing. It's like, have that stillness. After you exercise, you should have I don't know what your situation is, but when you exercise, don't go straight into. I had a guy who goes straight into work after it. I'm like, bro, take a few minutes out. Bring a protein shake with you. Drink it straight away. Yeah, then you've got a bit of a buffer until you can eat.
Yeah.
But then don't go hungry. Don't go left, right, center, and then the whole effect of the exercise you've lost.
Yeah, exactly.
So coming back to the mental side of it. Physical fitness is so important. It's like people try to go on one side of, the hippie life, what do you want to call it?
Yeah.
But they don't exercise, and then they don't find that balance. But then you get guys that go completely on the fitness side, and they don't get that stillness.
Do you saying that they have to have a bit of both to
bit of both,
balance it out? Yeah.
It's like the CrossFit guys.
Yeah.
They always look angry, don't they?
Getting some enemies,
No, I like CrossFit.
No, so you got those people who'll be like, right, it's a setback, it's a learning for me, I'll see how I can improve. And then you've got the others where they'll be like, oh crap, it's a setback, I can't do this, after a few weeks or a few months, and they'll give up. So I think when obviously we're talking about meditation on this session, so having, like, even if things go wrong, like say someone's feeling a little bit negative in terms of when you're training them or they're getting advice from yourself, it's a case that they need to sort of slow down and think, actually, do I need to slow down? Do I need to think more positive as well? So when we talk about mindfulness,
yeah, and it's important as well, and that's why it's like so. Like a lot of the time, people are going to exercise and they've got this thing about in their head about what exercise should be.
yeah,
They think that, you've heard the saying, I need to get locked in, and they'll drop everything, start having their tuna cans and start, exercising.
Yeah.
And it's easily done as well because you're quite impulsive at that time. You wanna get that movement in and you wanna get in better shape, rapid, ASAP.
Yeah.
And I do promise guys quick results, but I don't, lie. I wouldn't lie to them and tell them, set them any unrealistic expectations. So a lot of my job is tell the lads, okay, let's not start on 20k steps straight away. Let's build the steps up, for example. And, it's just a process. But I feel definitely is that we need to, use that example last time. We need to crawl before we can walk.
Yeah.
We need to walk before we can run.
100%. And that's, I think that's where like people kind of fall, because they start sprinting before they've even started crawling. And when we talk about sort of the mental aspect of it, it's not just the fact that it's just about health and fitness, like physically keeping active, but also your own mental health, which is then gonna like make you feel positive. If you think positive, and it's gonna draw people towards you as well. So you're gonna like create like a people are drawn to positivity as well.
It might take a bit longer for the Asian guys that are skinny fat to put on muscle and lose fat, but you have to be patient. And when your mind's always rampant, going from thought to thought, it's very hard.
Yes.
The moment I get this a lot as well, is like I was locked in for a few weeks, but then something came up. I don't know what that something was. It could have been work, it could have been family stress, whatever. But then you have to ask yourself, is that next time, how am I going to be equipped well enough so when that happens again, I won't fall in the same trap?
Yeah.
Because then you're going to be in this cycle again and again and again, and it'll be years from now, and you'll be in the exact same position because you've not actually changed your strategy. All you've gone is from impulse to an impulse. People fill in a form like I want to train because they felt that impulse right there and then. The impulse died, and then the motivation wasn't there again.
Yeah.
So what they'll do is they'll come hit me up. A lot of guys, they waste my time as well.
Yeah.
Like I want to start training, but I'm not really. It's not really the right time for me. So the point of what I'm trying to say is, don't let your impulses control you.
So willpower as well,
Willpower.
Is that what we're referring to? And that's what we're saying, isn't it? So like some people will be like, right, I've got this idea, I want to do this, and then others will be like, right, I actually want to do this, and they'll actually go ahead with it. Whereas like the examples you're giving is like a few weeks after they've had this impulse, they'll just be like, no, I don't want to go ahead with it, or they'll just sort of disappear.
They get in their head. They get in their head about it. I like, obviously, I do what I can to encourage a person, but then you'll only start when you're ready. When you're ready, that's the only time you can start.
Yes.
And that's what I say. It's like people on the course as well. I'll have to encourage them a few weeks in. They've lost a few kg, they're feeling good about themselves. It's like, bro, just keep it going now. Keep it going. This is all right. I won't over encourage him either. Yeah. Because when you encourage an Asian guy a bit too much, that's it, class.
Class. It? Because you're there, you can encourage them, you can motivate them, but then the bottom line is that person needs to take, like we said about accountability, is they need to be the ones that think, right, okay, I've been pushed. Yes. I've been started on this journey, right? I'm where I need to be, but now it's up to myself to be like, right, okay, I'm going to continue with this journey. I don't need to be pushed to do it. You might give them a little bit of hints and tips, but eventually it's just trying to sort of push them to like the right direction.
And it's the guys, 100%, you hit the nail on the head, but it's like the guys that take the most accountability will see the most success in the training. And then you might hit a phase as well where you got a face-to-face personal trainer. They're there for an hour. They're gonna push you for that hour. Then you go home and you got your own bad habits and you fall back into them. But the whole point of what we're trying to do is to get them to make lifestyle changes
Yeah.
that are going to stay with them. You don't need a coach to be there with you all the time.
Yeah.
Because you know, you've implemented change within yourself.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean?
And overall, I know like we've kind of talked about a lot of the other aspects, but I think the main reason for what we're discussing today is that whole sort of, it starts from here, and then how you sort of manifest things, how you're mindful about things, what your intentions are, all that stems from there. So it's like saying that you might have potential clients or people that might be watching thinking, right, I want to get trained by you or any other trainers, personal trainers, but they might be like, is it just an impulse? Is it just my mind? Or is it something that I actually want long term? So it all stems from here, and I think the mindfulness is important.
If you're in that, if a person's in that position where you're thinking, should I start or not? It will again comes back to the mindfulness. You're right, because you're not going to know whether you want something or not until you've got that stillness within yourself. Until you spend a few minutes with yourself, like, what actually makes me happy? When I get in front of the mirror, I don't feel good. Why do I not feel good? You know, what part of my life could be improved if I were to start exercising? Or will I be alright if I wasn't to exercise? Will I still get through my day to day without it affecting anything? These are the kind of questions you ask yourself when you're still within yourself, and it helps you evaluate yourself.
Yeah, 100%. And there's some good points that you made there. So I know we kind of, because it's such a broad topic with meditation, you can't sort of just go, this is what it is. Never hear, like, you know, like Upnays or anyone talking about this. Like, it's always like, yeah, okay, go to the gym, exercise, do whatever, eat healthy. But I've never ever heard anyone talk about meditation to us. And I don't know if that was the same for you. So that's why we're doing this.
But it's funny you mentioned that we started talking about exercise, right? But it's all linked. Like the mental, the physical, the spiritual side, every dot connects to the other dot.
Yes.
And then I think a lot, like you said with the upness, there's not much talk about meditation, about, you know, self-development.
Yeah.
You know, I've not seen many people talk about self-development from the age. Maybe I have, but
well, a lot of it is in a way you are talking about self-development.
It is self-development. It's getting to know yourself.
Do you not think that? So you mentioned obviously praying 5 times a day. Do you know what I mean? So when you're little, you kind of just do it because you've been brought up to do it. But then when you grow up, you start realising actually there's actually scientifically as well as religious, but even scientifically there's loads of this. It's only when people teach you what it is, or you actually go out and research it yourself, that's when you know what it is, and you might then practice it yourself.
Yeah, I know. It's like, as Asians, like growing up, it's always about grafting, isn't it? Seeing our parents just grafting all the time.
Well, it's like become a doctor, engineer type thing.
And they're just used to grafting. Do you know what I mean? Like,
no, there's nothing wrong with that.
And they want it, obviously, but it's like they don't know what mental health is. Yeah. Like,
no one ever talked about it in the household.
It's a tricky one, right? Because one side of me says it's better that they didn't know about it because they could just crack on with it and whatnot. I think now it's on the other side where everyone wants to talk about bloody mental health all the time. And it's shoved down your throat, and it's like you've made a problem that wasn't a problem now.
Yes. Yeah. No.
But are we like going off track?
No. We're still talking about meditation and mental health, and I think again. Do you remember last week when we talked about a taboo subject? And this is a taboo subject, but this is just something that we don't really discuss. You've got to find that balance between, discuss it, because there might be people that are struggling. You know, they might have certain tendencies, like, and I hope not, but some people might have suicidal tendencies as well. And then you've got the others where then they've got nothing wrong with them, but they'll just use it for their advantage in certain areas.
I'm talking more for the people they've got like I don't know. I'm not even going to say anything because people get butthurt about it. But what I'm trying to say is when you're going through something on a mild level, yes, I'm talking mildly, and then you got another person trying to talk about, was this the reason this happened to you? Was that the reason? Then that person who had mild symptoms, they've now become more severe.
Yeah. Because they've mentioned it to someone.
Because this person mentioned it to them over and over. It's like, then they've started thinking, maybe that was the reason.
Yeah.
A lot of the time, it's bro, yeah, I do feel that. Like, you need to look within yourself. What is the reason where you aren't where you are? And a lot of the time, it's yourself. How many people have you seen? Countless stories we've seen. From people from, you know, diverse backgrounds. Like, they've gone through the mud, the dirt, and they've still succeeded.
Yeah, and that can be sometimes like having, and it sounds horrible in some aspects, but having those sort of situations can then sometimes make people stronger than what they are. Yeah,
but you should still talk it out. Yeah. Like, I feel it's a balance. Like you say, it's a balance. You should, you know, there's guys struggling. I talked about this in the first video. Is that I'm here to help the guys that are struggling, but it's like, okay, these guys that are struggling, I'm there to empower them.
Yeah.
I'm not there to make them get more of a victim mindset that they're already in. I'm here to get them out of it.
Yeah. You're not there to babysit them in a way, are you? So you're there to like sort of help them go in.
Babysit's a bit of a strong term, but I'm not there. I'm not there to, I don't know, like, I'm not there to keep them where they are.
Like hold their hands and feel like you're a victim, feel sorry for you, like all the time.
It's not going to help them, is it? It's not going to help them at all.
And the thing is, like what you said before, is interlinked, because you having that sort of meditation, mindfulness, the fitness, the exercise, all of that then becomes like a positive thing. So that helps your own health as well.
If there's something you can do about it, then definitely, you know, I have clients that are going through stuff, and I'm not going to be like, I'm there to encourage them through it.
Yes.
You know, be empathetic. That's my job. And talk about stoicism, and being that stoic figure. People got it mixed. People have it mixed up, especially with Asians. Like being that figure is being hard on everybody. You know, having your way, but it's actually not.
Yeah.
Leaders are supposed to be empathetic to the people that they're trying to lead.
Yes.
Because without empathy, you cannot get anybody on your side and not get anybody to elevate themselves.
Yeah, because if you're the other way, you're just going to push people out. And I think it's important, like, obviously if people watch this, that we highlight the importance that if people are struggling with mental health, then they should talk to people as well, because that's going to help them.
I don't know though, that's where I kind of like talk to people about it that you trust in.
Yes.
I think I don't talk to people that are reliable in the sense that they're not going to make you feel worse about it. The main person you should go to is your Lord, is your God.
That goes back to what you were saying, like, taking those few minutes out 5 times a day, whenever it is, just taking, not even, I don't mean just religion, but just in general, just having that few moments, few minutes can help. But I mean, I don't mean to go off topic. It's I think it's nice that it's interlinked with mental health, because that is what we're talking about. So overall, I mean, what would be, like, say if you had a client and they wanted to start sort of doing, training with yourself or anyone, and they had mental health issues, they were struggling, what would you say to them?
I'd set them little goals, little achievable bite-sized goals that they can do, and try to get them into a habit of doing it. If they fail, then just give them a little push. Keep going, bro, you can do this, and make that person believe in themselves. A lot of these people, they're struggling, a lot of it is a lack of self-belief. So I put that belief into them, like, bro, you can do this. This is not a reason for your kind of thing. You don't see it as a reason, see it as a blessing. God put you in this position because he knows you are strong enough to deal with it. And he knows that it's going to make you a stronger person. And, hearing that from someone is
just going to motivate someone.
Good few topics. We talked about meditation, guys. We talked about, the link between exercise, your spiritual side of it, and it's basically we figured that it was all kind of interlinked with one another.
Yeah, it was.
And so what I'd like to say to a lot of the Asians watching this is, you know, meditation is a key thing, a key pillar of even our religion. It shouldn't be overlooked. It's one of those things that it's going to help you elevate in areas of life that you wouldn't have thought that they could elevate you in. So just take a few seconds to yourself, do a bit of breath work when you can, you know, pray your salah, after salah, have a few minutes to yourself. And these daily rituals are going to help you long term.
Yeah, mate.
Yeah.
Nice one.
You too. See you later.
See you later.